I think that was right. It rearranged all my windows. I don't know if I'm even still streaming. I kind of want to start an RPG, but nah. Let's play some Sherlock Holmes. Let's get this one. Let's do this one. Maybe I'll start an RPG this week. I don't even know if I will be able to stream late at night, because I'll probably be really tired. Okay, so now this is what I want. Don't look at my desktop, okay? Don't look at the desktop. That's private. You think I'm actually advertising for Arby's? Well, you'd be wrong. I just like talking about it. Alright. And just so you know, for all these Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games, at least the old ones, see, this says 1920 by 1080, so I guess this is a widescreen game. And you can't, for some reason with my graphics card, you can't put the graphics up real high. We want them to be low anyway, because this is a retro game. Here, let me fix this too. Reset. There we go. Turn off chat. Normally I have to float in these games because of the subtitles. Okay. The frame rate does a weird thing in like the menus and the puzzles in these Sherlock Holmes games. No, I'm gonna try my best to keep streaming, but it's gonna get a little weird right now. CC cleaner. New game. Yeah. Let's get the volume right. Let's get the volumes right. Let's see. Voice volume up. Look like the music, little music. Okay. Jack the Ripper. Another Jack the Ripper game. Featuring Sherlock Holmes. A real detective plays a detective game.
In the name of my health and yours, Holmes, stop smoking so much.
First person
There's
smoking.
more fog in our apartment than in the street.
Damn it, Holmes, why
You are right, Watson, but this evening is never ending, and I have nothing to do but make smoke rings.
I'm bored.
A more amusing pastime would suit better, but my doctor is against it.
The smoke in your
Perhaps
face.
a little tune on the violin.
Watson.
My heart is not in it tonight, Watson.
Play the
have
violin.
you noticed how this cigarette burns? Would you not say it is like a life being consumed?
No, it's
how
not.
How many lives will end tonight in London? How many crimes will be committed within the life of a single cigarette? Ah,
it's a little loud.
Vanity of existence. It is but complaints and smoke, the meagre panache of its sickly
Holmes,
soul.
shut up and
The
put that thing
tobacco
out.
is giving you very somber thoughts. I am certain that this inactivity will not last. Let's retire. You'll be in better humor tomorrow.
Reason speaks. Let's to bed.
Is this whole game in first-person Sherlock mode? Okay. Yeah, this is oh, this sounds less interesting. Well, we gotta solve the most famous murder case of all of UK history, Jack the Ripper. Yeah, all these games can be all in first person. I hope they took that out, though, because this first person in these games makes you sick. Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. After this one, I think they use a new engine. There's that same bum. Yeah, it's probably going to be the same engine as the last game, but looks like they're doing a lot more with it. And even the models change in the next game, which I believe is testament of Sherlock Holmes. 1988. I can turn it off. Cool. Sherlock, your pants are on fire. Put that out. This is first person. This is still Sherlock Holmes' view.
Come this way, my lovely. We'll have a right good time.
Sounds good. Let's go. First person.
Wait, let me help you.
Really? First person. 1988
it's
street
my
horror.
hair that pleases you.
I guess. She's gonna get murdered. Yes. Wow, she died really easily. Kind of an easy target. Uh-oh. No. Okay. Alright. Good. I didn't have a chance to turn down the volume yet. It's very... Alright, okay. This is really what we're doing? Like... Alright. Excuse me while I whip this out. I don't know. Did he have 3 arms? Okay, back to playing the violin. Nice little first-person murder
action. The news is as dark as the sky, Holmes. An inquest has been opened into the murder of a poor woman in the East End. The unfortunate girl was discovered last night, lying in the street, still warm. The murderer was filled with an incredible savagery. Oh, the article gave me shivers down my spine. The inspectors in charge of the case don't seem to have even the slightest lead. A similar murder took place less than a month ago.
Ah, love. A romantic walk, a kiss in the moonlighter, polite refusal, terrible anger, and a hanging.
What?
This area
That's
of
love?
Whitechapel is a disgrace to London. Disgrace to London. Disgrace to London. Disgrace to London.
Uh-oh.
The government should take serious note of what is going on there.
Whitechapel?
Hello?
This woman was found in Whitechapel?
Yes, indeed.
What was that?
Bucks Row, to be specific.
Then it was not a question of
Did
romance,
my
but of
antivirus
commerce. Unless
kick on or
these women
something?
actually take pleasure in the vice, the female nature is completely...
Holmes,
Sherlock's the
do
murderer.
you
The
hear
end.
yourself? A woman is dead under unspeakable
Government.
circumstances. No less than any other, she was a human and one of Her Majesty's subjects. None of these streetwalkers of which you speak have any other way to survive but by selling their bodies. You know as well as I that our era is not a gentle one.
Watson
and
sympathizes
these women don't have much
with the
to look
prostitutes.
forward to. Some grace, if you
All right,
would.
stop defending
Do not
prostitutes,
refuse
Watson.
them your
Enough. I
compassion.
get it.
Do not say another word, my dear Watson. We shall leave immediately for Whitechapel.
To the scene of the crime?
No, I think it would be better to arrive there a bit later once night has fallen. At the moment, the spot will be overrun by police officers and spectators. It would be impossible to investigate properly.
Then where are we going, Holmes?
I love
The best
Holmes.
thing to do would be to head to the police station and attempt to get a copy of the preliminary reports.
But the article in the Star seemed quite complete to me.
You must know, Watson, that journalists often draw conclusions from the facts without a proper understanding of how to do this delicate task. We must obtain the reports from the inspector in charge, as well as those from the coroner.
What? But
Very well, Holmes, but all the same.
It
Watson
seems
is
to me
so
that I have a
dumb.
map of London somewhere, Watson. Can you find it and locate Whitechapel while I get ready?
You are too kind,
We have
Holmes.
to find a map?
Searching through
I
your
think-
mess?
I think that you find a map is like the first task you do in every Sherlock Holmes game. It always starts with like, Watson, go find something. And Watson is so dumb, he thinks that you're gonna get the best information about a crime from the newspaper report. And Watson is a stuttery boy. The Star, Special Edition, Whitechapel Horror, third crime of a man who must be a maniac. Disemboweled and with her head nearly gashed her from her body. Yeah. More dead prostitutes. I guess I should read this. Women from that place were fetched and identified the deceased as Polly, who had shared a room with 3 other women at the place. Each with a nightly payment of 4 Ds. Wow. 4 Ds per night? That's tough. Nothing was known of her. She, got drunk or something. She says, I'll soon get my DOS money. See, what a jolly bonnet I've got now. She was wearing a bonnet which she had not been seen with before and left the lodging house door. A woman of the neighborhood saw her later, and she told the police, even as late as 2:30 on Friday morning in Whitechapel Road. Yes, this is all the information we need. Alright, she was seen at late 2:30. We can read these facts if we need them. She was taken to the mortuary and identified as Mary Ann Nichols. It's telling me exactly what I need to read, just in the capitals. I mean, a prostitute got killed. We don't This is a really significant similarity between this ghastly crime and 2 mysterious murders of other women, and no fewer than 30 stabs inflicted. Summarizing is your streamer's job, and I am your streamer, and this is what I do as a detective in real life. Hail your fire. Within a very small radius, and that's it. Okay, good. All the murders were committed in a small radius. It was all prostitutes, and they were very brutal. Resume. You control Dr. Watson. Okay.
Holmes's experiment table.
Oh yeah, we gotta adjust the volumes because it's a little loud. I think the levels are okay though. Let's just turn down master a bit. Turn music up a bit. And that should be good. Wait, your cursor's a bloody knife. Good, in this game you can change your playing perspective at will. Okay, yeah. Oh, hello. But first person makes you sick, so we don't want to use that too much. This is where Sherlock shot a bunch of holes in the wall. I love how Sherlock is such a rapscallion. And Watson is such a doofus. In the last one of these games by this company, yes, only 4Ds per night, Watson was really stupid. And he aided and abetted Lupin into committing crimes. Because he was so dumb.
This is how Holmes stores his post.
Yeah, he stores it. Right, got it. We saw that in the last game. Holmes, we gotta find this damn map. Is it on the table? Find the map. He always hides the map. It makes me find it. Also, the curse is a bloody knife. Gun up here, spear up here. Holmes!
Have you found the map of London, Watson? Come, my friend, it can't be too far. Be sure to locate the police station in Whitechapel we must get to.
Understood, Holmes.
I like first-person mode too, Joe, but it actually... In the last game, it made me feel sick.
Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic dialect of Cornwall. And here, medieval pottery. How can Holmes possibly read such things?
Yeah, I got it. Get out of here. Fine, you want me to do this? I'll do it. Look, everyone's getting sick. And then what do I do to make stuff come up? I press spacebar. Yeah, oh, there's the map. Got it. Done.
A map of London, at last. Let's see. The district of Whitechapel.
Yeah, he lost money on turtle races, that Watson. And then he had to steal Sherlock's medal to pay his debts, and he didn't want to admit it, so he let Lupin into a secure location. Okay, police. This is the path of the murders. What is this path? Let's go to the police station.
And I was able to locate the Whitechapel police station.
Congratulations, Watson. Come, the game is afoot. You can read the article to me on the way.
You're gonna read that to me on the way.
We have arrived, Watson.
Read it to me.
Whitechapel.
Not very bright, and what cold! Brr, a typical London morning.
Come, Watson, let's find this police station.
And on the way, read me some other stuff. Read me Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, but anyway, I think this one gets a lot darker than the other Sherlock Holmes games. A lot about those was kind of silly. This one seems dark. It involves murders.
Well, this station isn't very well kept, I say.
It's a local outpost, Watson. The daily tasks that confront these constables are not the easiest, and they are poorly paid.
Poorly paid.
This police station is like a laundry. What a scandal.
That they do their laundry? That's a scandal?
Her Majesty Queen Victoria. What would she think of this mess?
Shut up, Watson. Get out of here. So loyal to the crown. I'm gonna go over here. Hello, policeman. I'm gonna go over here and look at your guns and stuff. Bye, policeman.
This must be the door that leads to the cell.
Leads to the cells. Yeah, I mean, it looks good so far. It's the similar engine that they used for the past 3 games. I believe starting with Awakened? Yeah, they had a different engine for the first one, which was Mummy, and the second one, which was Silver Earring. Then they've used this one.
These archives are impressive. I bet they have been carefully conserved, classified, and indexed.
Okay, good, Watson. Shh, be quiet.
Given their condition, more likely for lighting the furnace, Watson.
Uh-huh. And I'm interested to play the next one, where it looks like they changed the engine. They changed the look of the characters and stuff. Look at this.
Look, a suspect description. Michael Ostrog, wanted for questioning. Dangerous.
Thank you for reading that to me.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Hello, I would like to speak with the Chief Inspector, if you please.
Constable Humphreys here. I am the only one in at the moment. What do you want with the Chief?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am...
Sherlock Holmes? The detective that I read about in the papers? Well, that's a treat, that is. You come about the Buck Road case, have you? Indeed, we...
Not at all. We were just
Watson, be
passing by
quiet.
chance. You say that there was a crime recently.
You don't know? You must be the only folk in London who haven't heard.
It won't be long until you find the
Watson.
culprit, no doubt.
Nothing is less
Classist dick.
certain. Suspects, 0. Clues, 0. It's not good for us, especially not in this district.
Okay. What? Read me this erotic poetry.
Listen,
No
this
way.
isn't what I came here for, but if I can be of service, in a confidential capacity, of course, if you can entrust me with a copy of the preliminary reports, I could study them and return later with my conclusions.
It's just that these are official documents. I can't take a decision like that without the inspectors. The sooner we know the facts in the file, the sooner we can be of help, my friend. Say, if you are Sherlock Holmes, you can find anything, isn't that true? With your magnifying glass, footprints...
Yes,
My
quite.
performance is often embellished by my biographer.
Oh,
Oh, who?
good.
Watson
Good.
is a moron.
I will give you the reports, but could you do me a small favour first? During my rounds, I dropped a leather folder containing some papers. Nothing of importance, but it's a big mistake. I would go looking for it myself, but I am stuck here on duty. I must have lost it near the seedy boarding house not far from here. Left when you leave the courtyard and left again in the lane.
The
Perhaps you
seedy.
could go.
A seedy
ask
building.
around.
The seedy boarding house. What is that, a bar?
We shall see what we can do.
This is another common thing in these games. You have to find... Someone always loses, like, a
Are we going to
folder.
go look for these
You have to go find them.
Why not? It'll give us an occasion to
Look
take
at
a
this
tour
guy.
of the district, Watson.
Get out of here. Solving crimes here. He's just walking around in circles. That's what you did back in 1888. There was nothing to do but walk around in damn circles. It was so boring. You could find anything with a magnifying glass. Can you find my folder that I lost near the seedy boarding house? Damn it, Watson. Wait in the truck. Watson, get inside this baby crib. Damn it. Get inside there. Alright, make a left. Okay. Hello, lady.
Pardon me, but can you give me some
Hey,
information?
Arius.
We were not introduced, young
Unless they're
man.
relevant.
Goodbye.
Yes, I measure footprints all the time. What is a boarding house? A CD boarding house? Where CDs live? Child, have you seen a folder?
No time to talk, Governor. I've turned my key.
Oh. Oh, it's a little, child. Oh, a little newspaper child. I wonder if we'll encounter something dangerous in this seedy... Those look like some seedy fellows. Hello. You don't look like a seedy fellow. Watson, watch my back with your gun. It's supposed to have a gun. A flop house?
Good day,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
You wouldn't happen to have
Real
seen a leather
detective here.
folder on the ground around here, would you?
Good day, gentlemen. Finley,
I didn't
caretaker
ask.
of this building. Here to serve. And yes,
I
less
didn't
than
ask
an
her
hour
name.
ago. But some of the local urchins picked it
Oh,
up and
no,
God only
urchins.
knows where it might be now.
That's unfortunate. This police bag contained documents that the local police will miss.
Your inspectors.
Not at all. I am Dr. Watson, and this is Sherlock Holmes, the detective.
Sherlock Holmes, the great detective. You must be here about last night's murder. Have you discovered the identity of the poor woman?
None of your
Indeed,
business.
I'd
Have
only
you
to
seen the
read
folder?
papers.
Mine is dated from this morning, and it does not say who it is.
I'm not really engaged in this case, but if I can help the police, I will do so willingly.
Oh, to be sure. I've been told that Inspector Aberline is in charge. A very capable man.
This guy's voice is so smarmy. These games are funny because you go on these, like, fetch quests, and Sherlock always takes them so
So,
seriously.
according to you, I have no chance of finding this folder then.
Indeed. But I, on the other hand, should be able to find it. Do me a favour in exchange. A vagrant comes almost every night to sleep in one of the nooks not far from my windows. He coughs, howls, sometimes even sings. He's quite hefty and I don't dare approach him.
Voice.
I've lost 3 tenants because of him.
Nasally.
If it's you who speaks to the police, they will take this matter more seriously.
Oh, God.
Tell them about the captain. They'll know who you're talking about. In the meantime, I'll find your police bag.
Okay, so he's gonna get the bag for me. We got another article here. It's an interesting thought, Aries. Yeah, tie smaller shoes under your actual shoes. And Holmes would be like, he's got thimble-sized feet. We don't have to read this, right? I mean, I'm not playing games to read. You don't have to read this. Frame rate. I love how the frame rate takes a hit when we go into menus in this game. Let's see. Should we read this or no? This is just about one of the other cases. Let's not read today.
Let's go to the police station.
Reading free day. This will be a read free day. If we need to read it, we will. We probably need to read it. Based on the previous games. You kind of need to read everything. Let's go with reading free. I don't read it in my real life job as a detective. I'm not reading in this. I just go with my gut, and that's never steered me wrong. So, hopefully, this game will be realistic like my real life, which is realistic, and not steer me wrong. I'm supposed to go talk to a constable about something. I couldn't get past that guy's nasally
can
voice.
you give me some information?
If it's to file a complaint, you should go to the station.
There's a serial singer on the loose.
I have nothing to ask.
Nothing to ask this guy.
What are we doing, Holmes?
I'm sorry, Watson. I don't know. I'm supposed to go back to the station, I think. But I wanted to look over here. London looks a lot seedier. This part of town. And read it in a nasal voice? That would make it more entertaining. Just hold your nose. Try to read it. Whoops.
Another Whitechapel mystery. Horrible murder in Bucks Row, Whitechapel. Scarcely...
It sounds like that guy. Hey, John.
Scarcely has the horror and sensation caused by the discovery of the murdered woman in Whitechapel some time ago had time to abate when another discovery is made, which the brutality exercised on the victim is even more shocking and will no doubt create as great a sensation in the vicinity as its predecessor. The affair up to the present is enveloped in complete mystery, and the police have as yet no evidence to trace the perpetrators of the horrible deed.
Well, I felt like I was gonna die. That's tough. Hey, T-shirt, how you doing? Exactly, T-shirt. I know what the people want, and it's not reading. Hey, look at this fancy guy. Let's scam him. Let's run a scam on this guy.
Can you give me some information?
Misery is a terrible thing.
Oh, he just walks off, these damn rich guys. Hey, C64. It sounded just like that guy. That's how they did that guy's voice. These menus, they kill frame rates. I want to know why that is. No one has ever explained it to me. Oh, we lost Watson. Watson's stuck on some guys over here. Nice. Time to leave. I wish we could hide right here. And then when Watson comes over here, like, jump out and scare him. I would do that all the time if I was Sherlock. Because Watson is so obsessed with me. Oh, here he comes. Watson is so obsessed with me. No matter what you do or say, he won't leave. Because we're how he makes his bread.
So, gentlemen, have you found my police bag?
No, you gotta do something else. No.
Not quite yet. Do you know a vagrant who goes by the name of the Captain?
Captain? Yes, an old sailor, strong as a Turk and tattooed from head to toe. The drink has turned him into a derelict.
He appears to be causing some problems for the caretaker of the building at the end of the street.
What do you want us to do? Every night, stairwells, halls and porches become public dormitories, and people don't only come to sleep.
Put the kids to
I
bed.
believe this man has a niece who puts him up sometimes. Her lodgings are in Commercial Street, right after the alley with the boarding house. You won't forget my folder, will you?
I'll get your damn folder. Oh, what did he say?
Do you believe this woman will agree to have her uncle stay with her?
No idea. Oh well, let's go see her just the same.
What are we doing? These games always send you on like these ridiculous side quests that I don't feel like Sherlock would ever engage in. I feel like the great Sherlock Holmes would would get that information he wants a different way from the police. Like, he would have someone from Scotland Yard call them, or I don't know. Did they have phones in this time? Watson is very codependent.
I have no reason to go that way.
On Sherlock. It's an abusive relationship. I mean, that's not even me just saying it. I mean, it's a very abusive relationship. Where do we go? Right after the alley with the boarding house. Okay. Gotta go back this way. Let's talk to this girl. Maybe she knows the dead prostitute.
If you have the means, I can let you pass before everyone. But behind me.
You talking about lewd acts, lady? I'm the great Sherlock Holmes. What are you doing, child? Is this what children had to do in 1888?
I have nothing to ask.
I have nothing to ask this homeless child.
I have nothing to ask.
Got nothing to say to this kid. Hello, child. I'm gonna stab you with this knife cursor.
I have nothing to ask.
Watson, hang out with this child. I'm leaving. Ask this child. Stand over this child and stare in his eyes. Watson. Oh, wait, someone's screaming. Someone's screaming. That's probably not good. No one cares? Someone is screaming like a death wail. No, it just happens all the time.
This is where the niece of the captain must live.
Yes, Joe, yeah. I did that by...
What do you think, Holmes?
By knowing how far to be up from the previous stream. Very high quality stream. Thank you for noticing, Joe. Free shooter says, I gotta take this guy. The death whale.
Good day, miss. Would you happen to be the niece of the man
random
known as
yelling.
The captain?
Oh, yes, that would be me. What has he done this time?
Luckily, she was looking out the window.
I'm on my way.
Hi. You're on.
Miss, we have come to ask if you could have your uncle come live with you.
He
sleeps under the windows of a boarding house, causes the caretaker no end of problems.
Can you get him to not sleep there?
I've lodged him for a while, and he was the same here. My landlord made me kick him out. I'm ashamed, you know. I never should have, given the state of his
Is that a
health.
person or an animal?
Day and night.
Can't get your damn uncle, lady.
There might be a way to calm his cough. I am a doctor. I could examine him.
He went to see a doctor at the clinic, but the medicine costs too much. I can hardly pay my rent.
We will see to it.
There's
Where
like
might your uncle
people
be
dying
found?
in
I
the
don't
streets.
He must be
They're
in the
making these
vicinity,
awful
but
noises.
I don't know exactly where.
I gotta go find this guy. You guys hear all these screams?
We will find him.
Holmes, this is serious. Find an alcoholic
this is
in
horrible.
Whitechapel. The needle
Place
in
and
a
time.
haystack would be easier.
Come, dear doctor, let's trust to our lucky star. Moreover, we also have our informers, remember?
Are you referring to those brats to whom you are always
that's a
giving
horse.
charity?
Exactly, my secret police. Some of them must surely roam in this area. It suffices to find them.
I know where one is. We saw... Oh. It's showing me which one I have to find. One of Holmes pays children to give him information. Do you think those were bird sounds? I don't know. Alright, we gotta go find these kids. This kid. Seemed like it was a bunch of women screaming. Here we go. He's right here.
Hello, young man. How are you?
I recognize
You're not hearing screams? Is this coming from my house?
Who's always calling outside our
Chickenator.
windows at Baker Street early in the morning.
Hello, Mr.
damn
Holmes.
kid.
It's a treat to see you again. What can I do?
What a nice young child.
Would you happen to know an
Haunted
old sailor who
PTSD?
goes by the name of the captain? A poor man who hits the bottle a bit hard.
Of course, Mr. Holmes. He's there at the end of the street.
Now?
Round to the left he is. But be careful. He
End
can
of the
be
street,
a tough
to the
customer,
left.
that one.
Very good, my young
Okay.
man. The doctor will give you a little something. Watson?
Huh? I say, Holmes.
Is he always such a skinflint with you, Mr. Holmes?
Yeah, he sucks.
Well, thanks to you, Mr. Holmes. Anytime you need me.
Watson, you pay him. Is Sherlock Holmes rich? I mean, how does Sherlock have money? Hey, Zetsubara. That would be amazing, Zetsubara. So, by the way, this all started because we were looking for a folder, and now we have to get a guide to stop sleeping underneath outside of some other guy's shop, so we can get a file from the police. Is this the guy? No, everyone's sleeping on the ground
I have nothing to
outside.
ask.
Man, bad time to be homeless.
I can
Gotta
hear
sleep
someone
on
coughing more than is natural.
cobblestones.
Yes, Watson. The poor
Jack
man
the
cannot be too
Ripper?
far away.
I hope there's more first-person murders, because that was fun. Hey, mean mug. No, they're trustworthy, even though they do bad things to pets. Here he is. This is the guy. Why are you coughing so
In order
much?
to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach. There will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
And I agree with that.
He is in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Is there a way, dear doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
Really, Holmes, sometimes you... Oh, really? I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
They just
Very
put
well.
their
I will
head
locate an apothecary
right on the
or clinic.
cobblestones. Now we gotta go find a damn clinic. Just talking about this guy like he's not here. He gets Twitch donations. It's one of the... He's got like a benefactor, or he takes on private cases. He does have a really fancy suit, so he must have some kind of money. I want to know how he's probably a trust fund kid. Really smart, though. Luckily, he's really smart. Whoa, look at this. Realistic dust or water. Advanced engine. Screw that kid. Yeah, Joe. I don't remember him being that stupid in the first three, Joe. But in the last one, they made him a complete bumbling fool. And it looks like they're kind of continuing that here. But I think it's kind of funny. Though...
The wasp's nest. This pub looks rather seedy.
Well, the whole area looks seedy. It works for the stream, though. Cobblestone's better than concrete? Maybe a little rounded, you know? Put your neck on a cobblestone. You know? Yeah. Maybe it's better than just flat hard. That constant... The knife cursor is a little disturbing, gotta say. Sherlock Holmes Patreon. Support me on Patreon. Hi, Henfo. Alright, we're looking for a,
Burner Street.
Burner Street. We're looking for... Oh, hey, there's a nice beard guy here. Let's talk to this beard guy. What's he got to say?
Pardon me, but can you give me some information?
I beg your pardon, but I am expected.
That's fine. You're very polite about it. I like that guy. We're looking for... is this it?
On this poster is written, Club for Socialist Jews, the Cradle of Liberty.
Club for
Interesting.
Socialist Jews. Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see it. Kid, hey.
I have nothing to ask.
What about this guy? Anybody know where the clinic
Excuse
is?
me, my good man.
Nah, time to chat. I've got business. Got it.
Oh, he was not as polite as the socialist Jew. Wait, I don't think we have alcohol. Can we get a map here? Lucy's Lodgings, Dead End, Boarding House, Police Station, Clinic. Oh, I can just click this and go? Okay, that works for me.
This building is a clinic.
Okay. Dispensary. Oh, medical marijuana? There's that screaming lady again. Oh, that's where you started playing Nemesis. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, the previous three, I don't remember him being quite as dumb, Joe. I think they did have some random Sherlock throwing shade at him, but it didn't have him actually like being so bad like he was in Nemesis. That was ridiculous. I'm kind of hoping that he also does a bunch of dumb stuff in this too, just because it's funny. Though it doesn't really seem like that's how it would be. Yeah, little posturepedic cobblestones. Know what I'm saying? T-shirt. Did you beat
Good day, sir. Dr.
Indigo
Gibbons,
Prophecy?
You aren't from around these parts.
I think you did.
Indeed, Doctor. It is for someone from your neighborhood that I am here, though. His doctor asked that I acquire some medicine
medical
on his
marijuana.
behalf. I have the note here.
Dr. Watson? Not from round here neither. This medication is quite dear. Certain documents are necessary to obtain them for free.
Not again. Look, I just want to get these documents from the police station.
I don't have it. You'll have to accept my spare change. Will it be enough?
Here's a penny.
Enough to relieve your patient for a month.
I got £1.
Would you like me to make this prescription available after that time?
According to Dr. Watson, that won't be necessary.
The possibility of a recovery?
A definitive one, yes.
There, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I have my spare change. I got a pence. I got a little pants. Oh, wait, where's everyone gone?
It's rather quiet here.
No one's in
An
here.
unusual chain of events. The majority of the people hereabouts went out last night to see the great fire at the warehouse.
And they burned to
The
death.
patients that I was minding and my staff were no exception. The former were dramatically healed, and the latter ended up sick. And with the murder last night, most of the people who weren't working wandered over to the scene of the crime. Their little aches and pains will wait until tonight or tomorrow.
A squalid murder, it would seem.
Just like what this area has become.
I think we've just formed a new
My
friendship.
thanks, Doctor.
Not at all.
Guy feeds into Sherlock's BS. Okay, what is he doing with that syringe? Just playing with the syringe, constantly squirting liquid out of it. Alright, well, we got the medicine. We might as well just teleport back to... Is there a location of dead guy? Or hurt man? Yeah. There he is. That's Screaming Patty. Ah! Screaming Patty, shut up!
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste.
Well, it's 1888, Infinity Issue. Either you're lying on the street, or you're going to check out the fire down the street. Everything involves a street. Okay. You take this, and... I don't think you actually... Okay. Give it to him. Here you go.
Here is the medication, Watson.
It's
Is
just a
our man
glass of
movable?
He
water.
should be able to stand in a few minutes and will no longer be suffering from his cough.
What type
before
of
long.
illness did he
Consider the affair
have?
resolved. Accompany him to his niece's while I return to the boarding house, and then join me at the police station.
He had like a coughing?
Let's return to the boarding house.
He just had a bad cough, and then we give him the medicine, and now he can stand again and leave? Okay, back to the boarding house. Back to Lucy's lodgings. And so this lady can give me something... Or the boarding house. No, the boarding house. Okay, so we stop the guy from coughing, so we can get the folder from this guy, so we can get the file from the police station.
I have good news.
He's
for you,
taking his
Mr.
own
Finley.
medicine.
We have sent a captain to stay with a relative, and he shouldn't bother you for a while.
I also have some good news. I have your police bag.
You
Thank
had it
you.
the whole
I wish
time.
you good day.
Oh, it was
You
nothing.
nasally
Tell me,
bastard.
one of my wife's friends lost...
No.
Another day, Finley. Another day.
I do like how they're kind of
Let's go to the police station.
poking fun at the whole fetch quest thing. Yeah, you did finish it. I was watching the stream, but I think I fell asleep. Don't take that the wrong way. I have a child. I fall asleep quite easily now. You got the bad ending? Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen the ending of that game. Hey, Long Mace. Alright, so hopefully now we can continue the game. You know, the real case is stop Jack the Ripper instead of doing all these fetch quests. A lot of smog in this time, yeah.
So
The medicine
what
is just
news
have
do
a
you
glass of
Mr.
water.
Holmes?
Fresh water. I got your bag, buddy.
Are you sure it's the police bag that you lost?
Police bag.
Yes, but someone attempted to force it
You
open.
also fell asleep.
They didn't succeed,
Yeah,
but
you're on
now the
stream.
lock is stuck. Perhaps you could...
Let's see.
Ooh, lockpick puzzle? Probably not. Probably just... Ooh, lockpick puzzle. Alright, I like where this is going. When I was looking at the previous game, which I think is Persian Carpet, I decided not to play it because it's a hidden object game, but it's a hidden object game with puzzles. So I'm not sure if we should play it or not. What are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you want me to do here? What's the hint? What do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? You want something like that? Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, let's do this first. 1, 2, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. I mean, do I have to guess about it? I'm assuming it could also. I'm guessing it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We gotta get the 4 over here. Over here. We gotta get the 5 over here. We gotta get the 6 over here. 4, 5, 6. Puzz!
A big thank you, Mr.
Done.
Holmes.
Think nothing of it, my friend.
Detective! That's, as a detective, I use that type of case a lot, so that's how I was able to solve that so fast. Also, the Puzz Force guides me to the solution, so there's a lot happening that enabled me to solve it that fast, if you were wondering. Yeah, find your own damn police bag. It was around the corner. Reports. Hi, Attorneys.
So,
How's
the
ways?
reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so.
Don't tell me what to
So,
do.
Give me the
Please, man.
preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
I got you your
Sure,
damn bag.
If that's what you want. Here are the reports.
Thank you.
And also give me 30 quid. Death of Polly Nichols, 31st of August, 1888. Autopsy report by Dr. Henry Lewin, surgeon. I can't wait till it's a year where it's all the same numbers, you know, like 1111, 2222. Too bad I guess I won't ever see it. Damn. If I was only born like a little bit later, I could have seen the year 2222. I missed 1111. I probably won't live to 2222 unless I live to be like 300 or something. Anyway, her throat had been cut from left to right, 2 distinct cuts being on the left side, the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through, abuse apparently of a thumb being on the right lower jaw, also one on the left cheek. The abdomen had been cut open from the center of the bottom of the ribs, the along right side, under the pelvis to the left of the stomach. The wound was jagged. The omentum or coating of the stomach was also cut in several places, and 2 small stabs on private parts, apparently done with a strong bladed knife, supposed to have been done by some left-handed person, death being almost instantaneous. We went through all that for this? For this coroner's report about a bunch of stabs? It doesn't seem like it was worth the effort.
Have you obtained the preliminary
Don't
report?
bother with the hidden object
Yes,
game?
we'll
Yeah,
read them on
probably
the go.
not, right?
Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
All that just to get she was stabbed a whole lot. But I guess we got the scene of where the scene of the crime is. That seemed completely pointless. We saw 2000, yeah, but it's not all the same numbers. There's screaming Lucy. Let's just teleport. It's easier. Ba-bum. Has anyone played Testament? Is it really good? That's the next one. Testament, then Crimes and Punishment, then Devil's Daughter.
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently, they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances should be ideal for carrying out our little experiments.
Later.
Well, Watson, we
okay.
at the scene of the Polly
we
Nichols
waited
murder.
here.
Imagine the
Look,
victim lying at the spot
people
where she
making
was
out
found,
behind me.
and try to discern
See?
all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
Wow, that's a very detailed chalk outline. 2020? Oh, I guess I'll have to settle for that, K-Dot. Because I won't make it 2222. Actually, I don't think there's a point in even continuing to go on. What's up, that juice? A detective came to your door. He had a folder and asked where someone was. You said, last I heard he was with his father, and he left. Yeah, I do that a lot. I'm a real detective in real life, that juice. He was with his father. A lot of pointless fetch quests. I give those to the lower rung detectives. Puzztectives. Look how detailed this is.
The body was lying on its back, legs straight and slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door.
Is this just... What? Murder of Polly Nichols, Bucks Row, deduction board. Oh, this is new. Is this all in Sherlock's head? Oh, okay. The corpse was still warm. What? How does this work? Don't worry, I'll puzz it out. 2 of 2. 1 of 2. Huh? 1 of 2. Would they even draw, like, her skirt and stuff? No thanks, Fellaheen. They drew her boots and, like, the stab wounds? Polly Nichols. Maybe I should have read the manual. Help. Oh, here we go. You must deduce the facts based on the observations that you made at the crime scenes. Click on an observation on the left side of the screen and position it in one of the spaces on the center. They spelled center wrong. It's not spelled C-E-N-T-R-E. It's spelled C-E-N-T-E-R. Boxes containing an arrow appear on the screen. By clicking on an arrow, 3 possible deductions will display. You must choose one. Once all the facts on the right side of the screen have a green outline, your deduction work on the murder at hand will be over.
The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details of the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman.
They drew her
The body was still warm.
Meth addict face too. Very accurate meth addict face. What do you want me to do here?
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
They did what? How are we doing this? Are we like has Sherlock now become a psychic detective? This is so weird. It's cool. I'm fine with this, but
The tongue is swollen.
but it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm okay. Let's
There's
do
a
it.
bruise on the left cheek. There's a bruise at the level of the
Very
right
accurate.
maxilla.
This is just a child drew this with like street chalk. Center, you bigot. Sorry, Sly Guy.
The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions.
So we had to get more clues before we. There's
a small
blood.
pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter.
They drew the blood.
A small pool of blood.
Sherlock Holmes, psychic detective.
There's a bruise at the level of the right maxilla. There's a bruise
I
at
just have
the
to click
there's
around
a
this like
bruise on the left.
a maniac just to make sure we get all the right clues.
A small pool of blood. The throat was slit from left to
Alright, I think we got everything. Now do I...
The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report.
What? You want me to reread the preliminary report? Okay, if that's what you want, Sherlock. Do I have to put this in order? Is that why we got this? Deduction. Okay, I still don't quite... I still... Do I have to put this in the order that it's in that... Hold on, let me read this again. You gotta deduce the facts based on the observations that you made. Click on an observation on the left, these are observations, and position it in these. Got it. Boxes containing an arrow appear on the screen. This? By clicking on the arrow, 3 possible deductions will display. You must choose one. Of all the facts on the right side of the screen have a green outline, your deduction on the murder at hand will be over. Oh, okay. I gotta find the right deduction. Pool of blood, and the victim had her throat slit. Oh. The blood spurted. Okay, I get it now. I kind of get it. It's like, yeah, it's like an optical illusion 3D chalk drawing. You think you're gonna fall in a hole when you're walking down the street. It doesn't look too good. Okay. The little pool of blood. The blood, I wouldn't say the blood spurted. I would say, well, you guys can't really see this too well. So I put a little pool of blood here. The murderer wanted to drain the victim of her blood, I guess. I'll put that there. The victim had her throat slit. Oh, it's either that or the blood didn't flow in strong spurts. It's not green. What does this mean? Did I not get it? Does that mean I don't have all the clues I need? I think they all have to be green. I'm gonna guess the blood didn't flow in strong spurts. I don't know that he wanted to drain her of her blood. I mean, he wanted to kill her. Okay, the corpse was still warm. That might not go there, but I can't seem to take it out. The tongue is... Oh. Oh. Okay. You can't take them off. The corpse was still warm. Why is this here? This is very confusing, but okay. The victim has a bruise on the right jawbone. The murderer beat the victim. The bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. The murderer gagged the victim by gripping tightly. Well, I already know that. It could be 2 or 3. By the first-person murder scene, we already know that. Put a little pool of blood here. The tongue is bloated. She was suffocated? Suffocated. What does a bloated tongue mean? Probably that's in... Let's see. Does it have a thing in here? A windpipe, bruise, thumb on the jaw. Does it tell me here? The wound was jagged, cuts in several places. Death being instantaneous. Oh, I gotta go back into it.
Was still warm.
Okay. Let's get back into this scene. Deduction. Suffocated. Did I solve this? What's happening? The murderer wanted to drain the victim of his blood. Go with that. Is this green now? This is confusing. She was suffocated. I don't think she was strangled. I think she was suffocated. Hard pressure with the fingers. Yes, that. Okay, did we get it? Do I need more clues? Maybe we need to examine this lady.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Closely? You'd say 2? I don't know. He might be Dracula. Maybe there's some more clues over here we didn't get.
A small pool of blood. A small pool of blood.
A small pool of blood. That reminds me. I want to play the Dracula games. Those look pretty fun.
The throat was slit from left to right.
Already
There
got
are
that.
2 incisions.
Yeah, swollen. Yeah, days underscore. Hello.
The tongue is swollen.
How you doing, the Grows from Trujillo, Peru?
There's
wow.
a bruise on the
How's
left
Peru
cheek.
this time of day?
The tongue is swollen.
Did we get all the
The
clues?
throat was slit from...
Her shoulder was dirty. This dress is ugly. Do I have to look at her, the rest of her body? What about the center of her body? We looked at her face.
The body was still warm.
What about...
There is a black bonnet near the left hand.
Oh, I had to get that clue. This is going to be annoying if this is what you have to do.
The body was still warm.
Okay, so I think we just had to get that last clue, and now I go back and save the game. Okay, hold on, save. Interesting way to save. When did this game come out? Okay, now I go back into this. A black bonnet near the left hand. Can I move these? No, once they're there, they're there. A black bonnet near the left hand. Now am I done? Yeah, we're gonna play the Dracula game Strahd. Those look cool. Suffocated or strangled. We gotta choose one. She was about to lick ice cream, and she died. Her BJ bonnet. Anyway, the Grows, you like Dracula 3, but some of the puzzles are insanely hard. Well, luckily that's not true for me about any puzzles. You gotta click an observation on the left side of the screen. I'm George Baines. Boxes containing an arrow. By clicking an arrow, 3 deductions display. You must choose one. Once all the facts have a green outline, on the right side have a green outline, your deduction work will be over. Once they all have a green outline. Am I still missing a clue, George Baines? She was... I would say... I don't think she was poisoned. This strangled is green. Oh, it is strangled. So, just by clicking the right... So is this the wrong one to put here? Because none of these are green. But when I click this one, it turns green. But this is the only one we have on the right side. Hard pressure with the fingers. I think we might need to get another one. Can I reset this thing? Is that what I have to do? Polly Nichols. I can't take these out. Just trying to figure out how this works. I mean, this is green. Am I done? There's none others over here, and none of these turn green. Maybe I gotta get more clues. Maybe we gotta get one thing over here. I gotta, like, click on some other stuff. Like, look at the garage, or look at this crap.
No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy.
Okay, we had to get more clues. So we have to pixel hunt if we want to solve these deductions. Dark and damp ground. Dirty and damp ground. He could not have had relations on the ground. The murderer threw water on the ground, or there were relations on the ground. It's an interesting way to say it. Yeah, how are the other games? The Grows? All the other Dracula games. I think the Dracula games are also by Frogwares. I wonder if the frame rate will also tank in the menus in the Dracula games. The murderer threw water? I would say he could not have had relations on the ground. Or is it? He had relations on the ground. I would say he could not have had relations. It's muddy. If it's muddy, what does that mean? A dirty and damp ground. The murderer threw water on the ground? That seems dumb. I'm gonna say he did not have relations on the ground. No footsteps on the ground. Is this the right spot for this? Can I actually remove these or no? Okay, whatever. Why are they in all weird places? So the corpse was still warm. No footsteps on the ground. The murderer cut her throat. The murderer warmed the victim up. The victim wasn't dragged. Okay. Oh, here we go. Her murder took place in the daytime. Her murder took place on the premises. Yes, the murder took place on the premises. There we go. We still have nothing else up here. We just have a bunch of crap up here. I think we got to get more clues. Why are there 2 sections of this? I gotta say, I kind of don't really like this. This new system. This new system actually seems really annoying. Not only do you have to pixel hunt, it's kind of confusing and nonsensical. Close. Are we done? Click on the doors.
No signs of blood.
No signs of blood on the doors. Click everywhere. Deduction. No signs of blood. Gin. No signs of blood. Alright, no signs of blood, and this both have the rope going to it. The victim had her throat slit. The wall was washed. The killer slit the victim's throat quietly. The victim didn't have her throat slit while standing. I'll say he did it quietly. Oh, and that gave me another one. Oh, okay. So now we got the one on the side. Whoops. They're decent, but not great. Well, we don't need them to be great. Relations, hey. Congress. He had Congress on the ground. 4 and 5 are a piece of crap. Alright, we'll be playing them. You've convinced me, the Grows. How's Peru, by the way? How's the Peruvian food? P. Nichols wasn't killed here. P. Nichols was dead before being stretched out and having her throat slit. What? P. Nichols was killed by having her throat slit. Yeah, all that to get to that, huh? The killer slit the victim's throat quietly. The victim didn't have her throat slit while standing. I believe that's correct. The murderer wanted to drain the victim of her blood. I mean, he did. He could not have had relations on the ground. I'm gonna say that maybe he didn't. Was killed by having her throat slit. Stretched out? Okay, so I have to find the right 3 things that turn... These are both green, so we're okay. But this, we probably have to get something else to combine with this, so we probably have to look for something else. Because I think these all have to lead to a final thing over here. And these all do. But maybe we also need something else here. Okay, so we gotta figure out no traces of blood on the walls and the victim had her throat slit. So let's say she wasn't slit while standing is the answer to that. So I think that's correct. This one is just there's a little pool of blood. So the blood didn't flow in strong spurts. That makes sense. Oh, I got it green. And then it was he could not have had relations of the ground. So no relations of the ground and we got it green. I think we gotta get one more. I wish it would tell you how many you need. Like, do you have to connect everything to an endpoint? Is that how this works? So this has to be connected. And okay, so we need to look for more clues. Okay, let's look. Hey, Watson, let's look through this trash there, buddy. Let's look around some more. Alright, I'm not that mad anymore.
There's only one streetlight lit on this street, Watson, and this spot is
actually
particularly poorly lit.
Maybe I'm not that mad at this system anymore, now that I kind of understand it. It sort of tells you...
I have no reason to go that way.
Sort of gives you a clue that you need to find more stuff based on not having an endpoint to every little clue. Maybe I like this system. Maybe I changed my mind. Peruvian food is great. They eat roasted guinea pigs. Is that a fact? I had a guinea pig when I was younger. Its name was...
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Let's not. Its name was Gin Gin. I've always been bad at names. Poorly lit street. Alright, that didn't unlock anything. So we need to look at this door some more. And it even has a fill-in.
No signs of blood.
Blood, Gin. Oh, so can we look at her feet? Look at her bonnet.
The body was still warm. Let's reread the...
Body was still warm. Do I need to read the report again? Something? Just gotta figure out how this works. Notes. No notes. Alright, I read everything. Read. Read. Resume. You gotta find somewhere else to click for
no signs
clues.
Of blood.
Watson, help me find clues. We're going over here, Watson. Read this.
Bucks Row.
Not a clue. What else? Where are the other clues? I need more clues, Watson. Hey, making out people. There are people making out.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible clues, I think. But we will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
Wait, what?
You are joking, Holmes?
I did not name my daughter Dow Dow. My wife named her.
Otherwise, I feel ridiculous.
Wait, we're giving him bruises like the prostitute? What are we doing now?
Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman, and I shall play that of the murderer.
This game's amazing.
Let's try to reconstruct the facts to ensure the final result corresponds indisputably to
Watson,
the way that
pretend you're a prostitute. Now unzip. Blood. Oh my god, what is going on in this game? Okay. Oh, okay. What is... Okay.
I hope that, as with the real murder, nobody had to witness all of that, Watson.
Am I killing Watson?
If the murderer used his right hand astride his victim, there wasn't much room.
What? Okay. So you have to change these positions? Speed it up. Okay, stop. Stand up and with bare hands, and I would use my right hand, left hand, Neck, stomach. Okay, I can't change that. Jack's position could be here. You changed the position? This is so weird.
This position isn't very comfortable either.
So it wasn't from behind. Got it. How about this position?
No, there is no reason the murderer would be positioned like this. The grip would be awkward.
Watson, get in the trash can and be quiet. I'm going to cut your throat. Okay, so it wouldn't have been there.
This position is unlikely.
Oh, okay. Well, what about if I went from this position with the other hand?
No, there is no reason.
Okay. So, this position with the other hand.
Yes, it's quite possible
there we go.
The events occurred like this.
Hey, it's kind of cool what's happening here, but maybe we'll get used to this situation. Okay, so I think we figured out... Okay, but from the lying down position?
Sorry, Watson. No, the victim wasn't already lying down on the ground before dying.
Sorry, Watson. You're stupid. The victim wasn't lying down before she died. So we have to stand up and then do... Knife.
No, had the victim had her throat slit while standing, there would naturally be blood on the walls.
Watson, look out. Watson, look out. I got, am I collecting clues while I do this? Like, are we getting more clues? The prostitutes only go down this street to exercise. Only whores come here. This is Whore Street. 113 Whore Street, Watson. Give me a BJ. Put the kids to bed. No, Infinity. That's okay. It's understandable. So, black bonnet in her hand, poorly lit street, and the prostitute's here. The victim was holding the bonnet in her hand at the time of the murder. Probably. The victim wasn't cold. Probably, yes. Okay, the victim was holding her bonnet in her hand. The victim was asking for alms. The victim collected the bonnet from the... She was asking for alms, I guess? P. Nichols didn't have a bonnet. No, I think the answer is P. Nichols had her bonnet in her hand and was ready to exercise, they have in quotes. Oh, I didn't get it right. The bonnet was already on the ground, or the victim wasn't cold. So it wasn't cold out? The victim wasn't afraid? And she didn't have a bonnet? She wasn't cautious. Maybe she wasn't cautious? The victim was asking for alms? I don't think that's it. The victim wasn't afraid. She definitely wasn't afraid. She wasn't... The bonnet? She was holding her bonnet, and she wasn't afraid. She had her bonnet in her hand and was ready to exercise. Alright, we got that green. But now we need to... Oh, here we go. The murderer was standing in front of the victim to strangle her. So we got to do that weird animation thing to get more clues. It's kind of funny. We're going to have to recreate every crime using Watson's body. We even had to put bruises on his face for some strange reason. Wasn't her bonnet. Watson, get in the trash can. Okay. The killer's right hand prevented the victim from screaming. There were relations while standing up. That's definitely it. No. The killer's left hand prevented the victim from screaming. I think that's what happened. The left hand prevented the victim from screaming. And I think it was left hand. The killer strangled the victim with his right hand. He strangled the victim with the left hand. Oh, that didn't get me. Oh, we still need another... Oh, we need to collect this one. The throat was slit from left to right. Oh, wait, he must have used his right hand. It must have been the right hand. I didn't... The right hand. He strangled with his right hand? We gotta go back out here. Hold on. Bare hands. Stop. Bare hands. That's right hand.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this.
He grabbed her with his right hand. Okay, I'm getting into this now. The bruises were for the little... So Holmes could be aroused. And then he used the knife with the left hand.
No, had the victim...
Okay, stop it. And stop. Then the knife on the...
The murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used.
Clue. Alright, got it. Thank. Good job. He's just constantly strangling Watson. And then I cut your throat.
My dear Watson, now that we have found all of our clues,
there
nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
He could barely get that out. He was so aroused by this situation. Okay, so it also tells you when you have all the clues. So this is fine. This is interesting. Just punching Watson, strangling Watson, even putting red makeup on Watson's neck. Alright, the throat was slit from left to right. The killer's left-handed. It's not green. The killer... Is Pinnacle's murderer right-handed or left-handed? The killer had 2 knives? No. I would say he's probably left-handed. And he's... It says either her killer was a big man, her killer was a strong man, her killer was a woman. Strong man? Big man? Maybe one of these is wrong. The bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. I think that's correct, but it could also be the murderer gagged the victim by gripping tightly. The killer's right hand prevented the victim from screaming. I believe that's correct. The killer strangled the victim with the right hand. I believe that's correct. The throat was slit from left to right. How does the killer's left-handed? The killer is a strong man. He's probably a strong man, but I'm missing something here. Okay, the murderer gagged the victim by gripping tight. Let's try the other thing. Caused by hard pressure with the fingers. The killer's right hand prevented the victim from screaming. The left hand prevented the victim from screaming. I don't think that was right. Or there were relations while standing up. Kicks Watson. I hope we get to kick Watson in the junk. Watson, that was a real wound. You actually are choking me. Watson, Sherlock, what happened? I strangled you. To get more clues, Watson. Okay, yeah, we don't even need to open this screen. We got to get all the clues and then we come here. Yeah, exactly, Kilby. Yeah. What's all this string, Sherlock? The killer strangled the victim with the right hand. Or with both hands? No, wouldn't it be the right hand? Something's wrong here. I think is the killer right-handed or left-handed? Because he strangled and murdered with each hand. So because he's a strong man, he's a big man, he's a woman. Okay, we got all the other ones, we just don't have this one. What's wrong here? It could be gag the victim by gripping tightly. But he also strangled her. The murderer beat the victim? That's not it. I'm pretty sure this one is right. The right hand prevented the screaming. I'm pretty sure this is right. The killer strangled the victim with the right hand. I'm pretty sure this is right. So, if we can't find the right one here... And I think it's either is the killer right and left-handed and then one of these, or it's the killer is left-handed and then one of these. And it's not. So this one must be the murderer gagged the victim by gripping tightly, and then is he right or left-handed and one of these. Or the killer's left-handed and then one of these. But it's none of these. So I'm confused. So one of these must be wrong then. Because killer strangled her with the left hand? Left hand? Left hand? He's a strong man. He's a big man. How does it tie into each other? He's a strong man. He's a big man. The right hand prevented the victim from screaming and then strangled with the left hand? Maybe then he strangled with the left hand. And then that says he's left-handed. Then he whipped out the knife. And he's a big man. And he's a strong man. And he's a woman. He's a strong man. I think it's that he's a strong man. Maybe he had 2 right hands. Or maybe he had 3 hands. Your pen is jabbing me, Sherlock. Yeah, it's kind of cool. These little threads. The strangulation occurred before the cutting. Right, so it's probably hard pressure, bruised fingers. The left... I thought it was right hand prevented the victim from screaming. Or is it left hand? Is it all left? Left, left, left. Is he right or left? He's left. It's got to be left. But it's not left, left, left. I thought the clue was the murder victim was standing in front of the victim. I thought it was right hand. Can I go back into that? No, we can't. Didn't he say it was... The murder must have been sitting on the victim, knife in the left hand or right. It was left. The killer's left-handed. The throat was slit from left to right. Yeah. The killer strangled the victim with the left hand, but I thought he did it with the right hand. Okay, so he strangled with the left hand, but the right hand prevented her from screaming, and then he strangled with the other hand. Okay, good. Now he gagged the victim by gripping tightly. He's left-handed, he's a big man, he's a strong man. The left hand prevented the victim from screaming. He's a left hand. And he's a big man, he's a strong man. I can't figure this one out. This one's annoying. He gagged the victim by gripping tightly. The hard bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. The victim has a bruise. The bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. The killer's left hand prevented the victim from screaming. The killer's right hand prevented the victim from screaming. The killer strangled the victim with his left hand. The killer is left-handed. The killer is a big man. The killer is a strong man. Why can't we get this to be green? We need this to be green so this can be green. I think we need this to be the first green. Is he right-handed or left-handed? He's a strong man. He's a big man. You strangle with both hands? First gag, then strangle. Yes. The right hand prevented her from screaming, and then this left hand was strangle, right? And then he pulled out the knife, and then murder. Murder. The bruise was caused by hard pressure, but it could also be this one. He's right hand and left hand. He's a big man. He's a strong man. Why am I not able to get this? Watson, help me. Help. A hint. Hint. You think there must have been relations? Something else might be wrong. How about the murderer beat the victim? Maybe the murderer beat the victim. I think it's that the killer is a strong man. I think that's what that's going to be. And I think it's got to be that the killer is left-handed, but it could also be... It's not that he had two knives. It's either that he's left-handed. I think it's that he's left-handed. Strangled with both hands? Maybe it's that he strangled with both hands. Alright, I'm looking it up. I can't figure it out. Left gag, right strangle. Oh, let's try that. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's what we screwed up. Is he right or left? He's a strong man. That didn't work either, but then we got to change this. Because we changed that to the complete wrong thing. Okay.
The victim was
we had it the wrong way.
Dead before being laid
Being
down.
a detective is hard.
Once
what can
the
I say?
heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I
Alright, he was using both hands to do all kinds of stuff.
Change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't allow
People are still making out over here.
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place
standing
without
relations,
the slightest
then relations
cry
on the
being
ground.
uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley.
Okay, so he was doing all kinds of things with both
and
hands.
So, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be in the skin of that poor woman.
Watson loved it.
I prefer not to speak of it further.
Thank you for
but
putting
have we really learned
the makeup on my
the
face.
Murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary
Holmes,
strength.
what's this stain on my
we
pants?
have little to go on, at least no more than the police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them.
Let's do it.
We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
More crime solving. I can't wait for more recreations of prostitute murders with Sherlock and Watson. Now, can I save my game? Because I'm a little worried the game's going to break. Alright, we're going to have to go with this. So what could have been the possible motive of the crime? Revenge? No. Love? No. Theft? No. Oh. It could be madness. Yes. The victim suffered horrible mutilations, so we have to mix these up. We have to put these with the right one and then determine yes or no. Okay. Now, actually, this pinboard is something I use in my job as a detective. The victim lived in misery, so it's not theft.
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
I like this song. Resentment can lead to irreparable acts. Revenge.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Yeah, these ones behind me say the victim suffered horrible mutilations. So that would probably not be love. Oh, no? Madness?
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
This part's easy. I hope not, Long Mace. I hope this isn't just like Still Life. No, I hope there's no house like in Still Life. Let's see, this one says, credible motive even if it's a field that Sherlock doesn't know. Black magic? Sherlock knows that. We stopped the Cthulhu.
Black magic?
Cult.
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
The victim was an occasional prostitute without family or ties.
A personal drama?
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Okay, so let's say, I think yes to madness. Black magic, probably a no. Wait, do I have to say yeah? Oh no, I have to figure out what. I don't think it was revenge. I don't think it was love. I don't think it was theft. I think it was madness. I gotta figure this out now.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge, Holmes.
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe
It was a typical client, so it probably wasn't revenge. Love?
A personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama.
The victim didn't know her attacker, so that's a no.
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly.
So it's probably not theft.
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
No, this is a
indubitable
lie,
that
elusive.
The man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
So it could be madness.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
So either madness or black magic. Close.
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
I'm not done with that. I'm not done with this. Love.
Well, we are still missing
Bastard. Maybe it's not. I think just madness.
Well, we are still
Where you
missing
going,
certain
Sherlock?
information in order to finish this investigation,
You have to
Watson.
follow me all over the house, Watson. Do we need to just go get more information? Not bad. None of these things. Let's say no to everything.
Well, we are still missing
Black magic is cool. Very cool. Hey, Paranoid. How you doing? I would think madness, theft. Yes to everything. Reset.
Well, we are still missing.
I gotta do this. What could it be? They made it seem like it would not be revenge, love, theft, but it could possibly be madness and black magic.
Well, we are still missing certain.
Okay, we need more information. That seems like that's why I'm supposed to go get more information.
What are we doing, Holmes?
Yeah, you're just having deja vu because it's the same engine, Elusive Lucifer, but now we're playing Jack the Ripper. Yeah, everything just looks the same. Do we need to go get more informations? Or do I just have to click yes on the right thing? Probably gotta click yes on the right thing. My little tiny board over here. He said give the benefit of the doubt for this.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in it.
So yes, yes. So it's
elementary.
Oh, it could have also been
Very
revenge.
well, Watson. I think that we've exhausted the topic. Take a rest and we'll speak again later.
Take a rest, little Watson.
Ah, it would seem that the investigation is advancing, Holmes.
I'm reading the paper.
Yesterday's Star said
Still
that
staring
a
at that
suspect is in the hands of the
cork
police.
board.
A man with a rather sinister reputation.
I was about to join you in your optimistic outlook until you informed me that the good news came from the press, Watson.
But surely they wouldn't invent the fact that the police are holding a suspect, or the acts that are attributed to him.
You will have an exact answer to these two questions in less than 50 seconds, Watson.
Go.
Pardon?
Enter, Inspector.
Not Lestrade.
Good day.
Inspector Lestrade. Is that him?
Dear Watson, allow me to introduce
Oh, it's a
Inspector
different guy.
Adeline. Inspector Dr. Watson.
Inspector?
To what do we owe the honor of your presence, Inspector?
I heard that the two of you made your way to Whitechapel a few days ago. Your arrival, you are aware, coincides with a very serious affair which our police service is going to great lengths to solve and which is creating strong tensions in the area.
Pardon me, but haven't you arrested someone? A certain leather apron?
Absolutely not. The man who hides behind this name is indeed being actively searched for by the force. Besides, nothing at the moment suggests that he is the Bucks Row murderer.
There, you've been enlightened, Watson. Now it is our turn to answer Inspector Abeline's questions.
Indeed. I will be brief and precise. Do you intend to investigate this case, or have you already started?
It is to be of service to a friend that I went to Whitechapel. We did, out of curiosity, familiarize ourselves with the preliminary report.
Watson did
and
it.
we made our way to the
It was
scene of
Watson.
the crime.
Watson's Jack the
Our conclusions
Ripper.
are slim,
That would be great.
as are the clues. Having not been officially appointed by a client, I believe that my intervention in
Watson
this
the Ripper.
business will end there.
Very well. To be frank, you take the weight off my shoulders by distancing yourself from the case. Our image isn't very good, to say nothing of what the press puts us through. Thus, if overnight they found out that you were on the case, people would turn against us.
Don't
And they
you
would pester
worry.
me, overwhelm me, and finally make me out to be responsible for the inevitable failure such a scenario entails. Neither you nor I wish for this to happen. I know that your time is precious, Inspector. I will send you a note regarding my conclusions shortly.
With pleasure. Gentlemen?
The police don't.
Do you
don't
think
want to let
that he
people
will
know that
find
we're
the
involved.
murderer?
The chances are slim to non-existent. It is 7 days now, short of a confession from the murderer himself.
And you will not go further?
You heard the Inspector, Watson. My presence in Whitechapel would hinder, which doesn't mean that we will drop the case.
How is that?
Hey-ho.
The Inspector spoke of me, but not of us. It is you, Watson, who will lead the investigation tonight. It is you who will bring to the police station the little note that I will write regarding our conclusions. Despite the late hour, there is nothing to stop you from making inquiries about this famous leather apron while you are there.
Leather apron, huh? Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. They mentioned that in the Ripper game, Hold Your Fire? Oh, here we go. The leather apron. Is this a different murderer? I don't really know the story of Jack the Ripper. I just know he stabs prostitutes from every single murder game I've ever played. Leather apron. More about his career, the latest movements in the borough. The sense of fear which the murder of the unfortunate woman Nichols has thrown over the neighborhood, and especially over her companion, shows no sign of decreasing. A number of the street wanderers are in nightly terror of Leather Apron. Oh, is that what they called Jack the Ripper? One of our reporters visited one of the single women's lodging houses last night. It is in Thrall Street, one of the darkest looking and most terrible looking spots in Whitechapel. The house keeps open, blah 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 blah. The proprietor of the place owns several other houses, has told some gruesome stories of the man who has now come to be regarded as the terror of the East End. Night after night, he said, had women coming in a fainting condition after being knocked about by Leather Apron. He himself would never be out in the neighborhood after 12 o'clock at night except with a loaded revolver. The terror, he said, would go to a public house or coffee room and peep in through the window to see if a particular woman was there. He would then vanish, lying in wait for his victim at some convenient corner hidden from the view of everybody. The police are making efforts to arrest him, but he constantly changes his quarters. Some of the unfortunate women state that he is now in one of the slums in the borough. One of them said she saw him crossing London Bridge as stealthy as usual with his head bent, his skimpy coat turned about his ears, looking as if he were in a desperate hurry. The hunt for Leather Apron began in earnest last evening. Is this just what they call Jack the Ripper for now? They call him Leather Apron? Watson, dress up like a prostitute. Watson, we need to put the dress on. Okay, so the Leather Apron, into whose hands Leather Apron fell on Sunday afternoon. Searching through his quarters where the crazy Jew was likely to be. Okay, we got on 10:30 in Shoreditch. They went through lodging houses, but without result. Crazy Jew? The hunt continued later down in the Brick Lane neighborhood, and it resulted in nothing. They thought the man left the district. The clue furnished by the woman who denounced the man is a very unfortunate one. Her offer to prove by two women that Leather Apron was seen walking with the murdered woman in Baker's Row at 2 o'clock last Friday morning. Okay. His conduct on Sunday was as usual. He never answers a question when it is put to him and only speaks under strong compulsion. Mike Blank, the grocer in George's Yard, dwelt a long time last evening on this peculiarity. He knows Leather Apron very well, and says he knows him for 6 years. Crazy Jew. The man is unquestionably mad, and that he says that the man is unquestionably mad, and that everyone who met him is face to face would know it. And he never looks anybody in the eye. Leather Apron used to live in the lodging house around the corner from the grocery. The lodging house is a few doors below the model doorway in which the Turner one was found with 39 stabs. So is this just a different guy? Oh no, conclusions. Get me out of here. Do I have to do conclusions now? 2, 3, 4. This is just the end of the game? Oh, these are all your conclusions, and then at the end of the game, they all come together. Okay, and you solve the case. Got it. Alright, so Leather Apron. Watson's turn to get into the mix here. Okay, luckily the game never froze because we haven't saved at all. Saved once. Okay. So, something about... Crazy Jew's not really offensive, yeah. So, alright. So, next time we stream, we will play as Watson and see what type of ridiculous crap he gets up to. I'm sure they made him a moron in this game. Hopefully he'll dress up like a prostitute again later in the game. But for today, the stream will be over. So thank you for watching. Next stream, like I was saying, the schedule is going to take another hit because my wife's back to work. So I'm guessing the only time I'll be able to stream during the week will be after my daughter goes to sleep. So I'll probably just start after that happens. That can either be like 6 to 9 p.m. So just like follow my Twitter, follow the channel, follow the Discord to get notifications, or follow the Steam group if you want notifications for the stream. And then we'll also try to do a stream on like Saturday or Sunday, maybe both, but probably only one day. So that'll be the new schedule. So maybe a stream tomorrow evening. And we're gonna head out. Thanks for watching today. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. What you got there, beard? Nice beard. Yep, that's me. Let's find someone to raid and we'll continue this game. And I'll try to start an RPG. Hopefully I'll be able to be awake enough to actually stream most weekend evenings, so we can at least get some streams in there. Maybe start... I don't think we're gonna continue Wizardry 7. We'll do that at a later time, but I'll maybe start another RPG if I can. But I think for now we'll play this game. We'll play this game. I'm gonna find someone to raid, and then I'm gonna go eat a sandwich. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna raid Boof. Go check out Boof. Okay, she's playing Morrowind. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.